Let's learn something really quick.
If you got the time, absolutely. And you got the discipline, there's no question about it.
I love that. Yeah, that's a great practice to put into your everyday life, you guys.
You generally regret the things you don't do, not the things you did do. Let me say it that way.
Mic drop. This was just awesome. I love meeting my guests in person, and it's a whole nother animal, and the energy is just electric. You guys, this is your host, Deanna Radulescu with Label Free Podcast. To live your best life, you must live label free. What is good, everyone? This is your host, Deanna Radulescu with Label Free Podcast. To live your best life, you must live label free. As always, bring incredible guests from all over the world, so sit back, relax, and tune in. My next guest is a transformational coach. You know I love my coaches. He is a coaching skills trainer. With over 25 years, he has dedicated his life to personal development and inner transformation. Please welcome Matt Traverso. Matt, welcome to the show.
Very happy to be here.
Well, Matt, I love talking to coaches, and 25 years of dedicating your life to personal development and inner transformation, that's a long time. Can you tell us what started you on that journey?
Well, I just realized I was actually trying to find out what I was meant to be doing in my life. I was studying psychology at university in England, and finally I came across this profession, the coach, and I came across this great description. I was in the advice center at the university there. And I went through this great description of what a coach is like, what he does, his mindset, his personality, his approach to life. And that described me so well that I couldn't have described myself as well had my life depended on it. Really. So beautiful. And that lit me up like a Christmas tree because I knew what I was meant to be doing in my life.
Yeah, no, I love that. You got lucky. You got lucky at an early age. So why do you say transformation? Every coach is different and every coach is unique. I talk to so many, but you all have your own style, your own focus. And I want to hear why transformation?
Why transformational or transformative is I think that is the outcome. That's the goal. Okay. That's the objective of coaching. If there isn't a transformation in the way we see the world, in our own perception of reality, then we've just been wasting our time, essentially.
Yeah.
We haven't done anything.
I think that we should all be on a journey of transformation and evolving, right? I think that our path is never ending. Our journey is never ending, that we always have room for growth. And so that's why I love talking to coaches so much, because I always learn something, and I know the audience learns something too. And I think that I don't think having a coach will ever get old. Do you agree?
For sure. Of course. I mean, I am actually a little biased in that sense, of course, but coaching as an industry is booming, is exploding, literally, and for good reasons, because we're going through so much change in society, and especially these new technologies are just mind blowing and crazy, incredible. And Ray Kurzweil, he's one of the new Einsteins of our time. He says that within the next 10 years, the world will change more than it has in the previous 100 years.
Yeah.
And in the last 100 years, everything changed.
Yeah.
So, at this level of change, many people can't keep up.
Right.
Psychologically, emotionally. They're being wiped out. They're being devastated very often emotionally, or really stuck, or very confused, or very upset, or angry, or depressed, or they have resentment and a lot of confusion. And that's not due to technology. It's always due to how we use our mind.
Yeah. That's a good point. I do agree with you and the person that you mentioned that we are experiencing tremendous change in our society, and I don't think that it's going to stop. I think that it's going to continue to radically change. Just the way that how we have experienced life before is not going to be the way we experience life in the future. And I think that once people can understand that or find someone to help guide them through those changes, because my sensei, I'm a martial artist. My sensei used to say people fall in love with being comfortable, right? And so change is very hard for people to adapt to when they're used to certain things being a certain way. And it can create a lot of chaos in their life, in their emotional, mental, and just in their physical everyday life. So I agree. I think that there's going to be a calling for all different kinds of coaches to address a lot of those changes with different people.
Sure. Yes. I think primarily it's psychological and emotional strength and stability. That's what people need the most. Once you are strong emotionally, once you know you can always triumph emotionally, well, everything else is up for grabs. Everything else is all around you. You're spoiled for choice. You can do anything you want, literally. But if you have all the other options, technologically, financially, but your mind is not in a good place, you're not going to be a happy camper. It's not going to be a happy, a good, a joyful ride. It's going to be painful.
For sure. And so you work with a lot of high end, like from CEOs to senior executives to business owners, entrepreneurs, and everyday individuals seeking personal growth. So even people that your clients at the CEO level to just individuals seeking personal growth, they are all going to need some type of help going through these changes if they haven't sought help already.
Exactly. Well, yes, sure. And they call it stress. But, behind stress, there is fear and anger.
Yes.
So we need to handle these, let's call them negative emotions. And the best way to handle them these days, I've moved on from the NLP days, from the cognitive therapy or behavior therapy, cognitive behavior therapy days, or the tapping days. And these days, I use something so precise and profound and radical, realizing that all our emotions are nothing but a shadow of our thoughts. Yeah. The clearer we can see the thought behind the experience that we are having, we're free. We're free. We clearly realize that maybe you understand this conceptually, that it's not circumstances, it's not other people, it's not external factors that make us feel the way we feel. Maybe we understand that conceptually, but to actually put that into practice, implement it, and live it, especially when you're caught up, it's a completely different situation. Yeah. And I train my clients to be able to see that behind the emotional storm, there is always a thought that creates the reality. And I also get them to realize that the thought in and of itself, per se, is not reality, but it is through thought that reality gets created.
Right. Yeah.
So it's like a magician thought.
Right. I get it. And so how do you coach your clients to change that thought to help them create a better type of reality, right? Because we are so quick to listen to the negative thoughts and to create a reality based off of that negative thought, when in reality, we can train ourselves and discipline our minds to choose a different type of thought. So how do you coach your clients to decipher how to exercise that control?
That's a very good question, because once again, this is within the realm of NLP and all those technologies that we are actually attacking, or we are making an intervention to the content of our thinking. Now, the key is to see that, quote unquote, let's call them the monsters, the dragons, are made of thought.
Yeah.
As soon as we recognize them for what they really are, their true nature, i.e., thought, that's it. We're free. We don't take them seriously. We don't take them personally.
Right.
We don't take them as at face value. And we just step back, realize that it's all a creation of our mind, especially, driven by this thing that is always in the back of our mind, which is, the drive for survival. That's the negativity bias. That's the tendency among everybody to be negative. Anything happens, there are 20 different options to see. Most people focus on the negative options.
Yes.
And sometimes, actually, but oftentimes, especially the people that are more, they tend to be depressed or phobic or very angry chronically, they take the negative thoughts as real, as objective reality.
Yeah.
That's the worst thing you can do. And you move towards the end of the continuum, towards, let's call it mental instability or even mental illness. Because, for example, a phobic thinks that when they, let's say, they have a fear of flying or of spiders, they imagine a scenario and they think that scenario is real.
Yeah.
It's actually what's going to happen, and they don't even have to see a spider to freak out. Just the word.
Yeah.
Just the word, just the thought freaks them out.
Right.
Whereas you and me, we can actually, imagine and even see a spider from a distance, which is normal. Okay. We don't freak. That's cool. That's normal. And the same thing, thinking about flying. So the more we take our thoughts as fixed or external or objective or actual reality, the worse our emotional well-being gets. The more, so in other words, the less good we feel. The more messed up and confused and anxious and fearful we are.
Yeah.
The more instead we recognize the nature of our thought behind our monsters, the more we navigate and take things, experiences, events in stride.
Yeah. No, I would agree with you. I love that. I think it's great. I actually have a coach myself, and we work on, on my personal development, and I've come a long way from where I used to be. And it is how you discipline your mindset and recognizing certain thoughts are negative and those you should not entertain those emotionally. So you're also a coaching skills trainer. What does that mean?
Coaching skills trainer is somebody who trains people in coaching, helping people to develop coaching skills and train them to become professional coaches.
I love it. How long have you been doing that for?
Well, actually, I founded my coaching school 4 years ago.
Oh, okay. Awesome. And it's Coaching Academy. That's your school?
That's exactly right.
Yeah.
Coaching Academy. You remember, right?
Yes, I do. So do you still coach other individuals like CEOs, entrepreneurs, and things like that?
Very much so.
Oh, okay.
I'm doing both one-to-one coaching and also one-to-group. Also, I'm coaching as a more like it's still the role of coach, but also as a trainer, coach/trainer for large groups of hundreds and hundreds and hundreds, even sometimes more than 1,000 people.
Oh, wow.
I have my coaching school as well, where I train people to become professional coaches.
I love it. And so what does your typical client look like? Is it mostly men? Do you have some women? Are they all like at a CEO level? Like, what is your typical client?
Well, in the coaching school, almost 90% of our participant students and our coaches are women.
Oh, okay. I love that.
Yeah, over 80%, 85% even.
Okay.
And in my coaching practice with consultants, CEOs, general managers, entrepreneurs, it's about 60% men, 40% women.
And when they come to you, what are they looking to change, or what are they looking for when they say, you know what, I need Matt as my coach?
Right. The most common request that they have is for more inner peace. I like that shows up. They're also, inner peace. That's the core. That's the at the basis. But that takes the form of more confidence, more certainty, and that confidence and certainty I help them develop by being number one is developing a better relationship with themselves, falling in love with themselves, really liking and accepting and really loving themselves, but not just love yourself, self-love, but really truly developing a sincere relationship with oneself.
Yes. Okay.
And being more and more kind and gentle and loving. There's a great quote by Saint Francis of Assisi. He said, "What you're looking for is you." That's it. Once we realize how huge loving ourselves, loving yourself really, really is, everything else falls into place. All the problems disappear. Because you can bring the best you. We're always talking about being the best version of yourself. Bringing the best you into the situation, into the challenging circumstance. Without wasting energy fighting with ghosts and monsters that don't even exist except in your own mind. So stopping this inner civil war, which is just destroying and consuming so much of our energy, so that we stop wasting that time, which is so valuable, so precious, and we just focus on the stuff, the things, the challenges at hand effectively. By that's it. Once we stop fighting within ourselves, the self-sabotage, and the inner conflicts that people have, these internal,
and we all have it. We all have it.
Yes, absolutely. But then when you actually catch wise and develop the taste for integration, for unification, unity, connection, alignment, then you become so drawn to that experience, and you start making deposits emotionally to the relationship with yourself, and you do anything that you can think of to take care of you, because you know that the more in tune you are with yourself, the more of a superhero you are, literally, in every situation. Because that is always, it's a cliche, an old quote that says, actually, there's another similar quote. It's an African proverb that says, if there is no enemy within, the enemy without can do you no harm.
Yes, I've heard that one. That's a good one. I love it.
It's so beautiful and so true. When you're in tune, in sync, in love with yourself, my goodness, you bring the best of you in every situation. Mentally, emotionally, physically, psychologically, spiritually, energetically, and everything just becomes easier and easier. And easier. We stop, overthinking about stuff, about situations, about circumstances, because we already realized that it's not circumstances making me feel the way I feel, but it is my own personal thinking. It's my own thoughts. And therefore, so that's it. I can stop worrying about all that stuff out there, because it has no impact whatsoever. It's whatever I make up in my mind. So I stop making up stuff, and I just rest.
Yeah, I like
and chill and take it easy.
Yeah.
It's a beautiful approach to life.
Amen to that. Amen to that.
Yes. Yes. And last thing, when we think about peak performance, high performance, how do we achieve a high performance? We actually already have it. What's preventing us to access it, it is this contaminated thinking, we can call it interference.
Okay.
Those interferences we want to avoid.
Yeah.
To begin with. So if we actually remove these interferences, we automatically have high performance.
Yeah, I love it. With that being said, where can people find you, connect with you, and learn more of working with you, Matt?
Well, sure. Yes. My website is my name and surname.com. So it's Matt, M-A-T-T, and Traverso, it's Traverso. So there are 3 T's in the domain.com.
Okay, perfect. Are you on LinkedIn as well?
Yeah, I am there, but I'm not spending much time on social media, really.
Yeah, I don't blame you. You get sucked in. You guys, I'm going to put that link in the show notes. So if you connect with Matt and want to learn more working with him, or if you're a coach and you need to or want to learn to fine-tune your coaching skills, go click that link, go check him out, go reach out to him. I'm sure he'd love to hear from you. Matt, this is the part of the show where I like to ask for last words of wisdom or advice. What would you like to leave with us today?
Well, by the way, in the book, I just, published a book titled
Unlock Your Potential. Oh, I love it.
Yes. It's beautiful, with a beautiful quote by one of my mentors and coaches, Marshall Goldsmith.
Okay.
He's the #1 leadership coach in the world. Great quote, but very thoughtful. So there's a great exercise about writing your personal manifesto. That is a great exercise. And to answer your question, in this, for example, you can also read my personal manifesto in my book, my own. And I think for me, it is being connected with my inner wisdom, my inner guide, my intuition.
Yeah.
And trust. When I trust my intuition, I automatically trust the universe, everything, and I feel guided, and it's a great feeling of being yourself. It's about being your true self. So that would be the best and wisest thing I can recommend to anybody, including myself, which is about being ourselves. In fact, the last line of the book, it is, live your dream and let each day be a reflection of your truest, most authentic self.
Well, on that note, Matt, thank you so much for being a guest. Love that. Be your true, authentic self. I live and breathe that every day. This girl loves herself a lot. So I'm loving what you're preaching, and I'm picking it up. So thank you so much for being an incredible guest. It's such a pleasure. Enjoy the beaches there in Mallorca, and we're going to be jealous, wishing we were there with you.
Thank you very much. I really had a great time talking with you.
You're welcome. You're welcome. You guys, This is your host, Deanna Radulescu with Label Free Podcast. To live your best life, you must live label free. As always, don't forget to subscribe, follow, rate, review, comment, share, all those good things. And I'll be back soon with more dynamic guests.